What's going on YouTube? On today's video, we are reviewing this game that's right behind me, which is no other than Assassin's Creed Shadows. And first off, Ubisoft, thank you for a key to the game. I appreciate you all being a Ubisoft partner. Has been rough at times, but this game may have changed all that for me. And on today's video, we're going to be reviewing the music, the graphics, the mechanics, the story, the character development, and the bloodshed and the fighting, and give you my overall score of Assassin's Creed Shadows. So here we go. First off, before we go into anything, I'm going to say right now, I have always said there are three things I've always wanted to be in back in the day. I always wanted to be part of Greek mythology if the gods were actually true, like Athena and Hades and, you know, Zeus and all that. I was a huge Greek mythology geek when I was in high school. Second one is the Knights. King Arthur, Sir Lancelot, all those. The Knights of the Round Table is one of my favorite stories in the whole entire world, and anything with knights in it, I love. And of course, who does not like Japan? Mortal Kombat, freaking Ronin 47, The Last Samurai, all these Japanese movies have been great to tell all these stories. But today, we're reviewing Assassin's Creed Shadows. And a lot of people have been getting a lot of hate because of that man right there. That they're saying that there was no real black samurai back in the day. That was just a Templar that was helping out his ruler. I don't know what they're saying, but look, I played about 4.5 hours, and I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys. There are some things that they do say that the game could be like, you know, hey, maybe something happened, you know, and there's viruses and things change and the story changes and stuff like that. So I'm not sure they're trying to do that to kind of like finagle in there. But the first thing we're going to talk about is no other than the music. And I'm going to say right now, the music into the game is a hit or miss. I was talking to a fucking noob earlier today, and he told me the same thing. It's a hit or miss. Sometimes the music is good, sometimes it's eh. I do love that it does keep to the Japanese heritage with the harps and the, you know, the strings and all that. But I feel like the battle music needs to be a little bit more up. When you played games like Final Fantasy VII, you had the battle music. When you played even the old school NES games, the battle music when you played against an enemy was huge. Final Fantasy 16 did an amazing job. Every time I got into a battle, I was ready to get into it. The music was great. I sang along with it. It was immerses me into it. But the music in this game falls short, and for that I have to give it a 6. Now when it comes to the graphics, I have to admit, I was freaking out when they delayed the game because we had Dynasty Warriors Origins, which everyone's been dying for a Dynasty Warriors game to come back out. And then obviously we had Omninutia that's going to be coming out again, and we also have Ghost of Yote that's coming out as well. I thought, honestly, hey, Assassin's Creed Shadows, you are doomed. But holy crap, the way that the graphics are done, the way that the elements of the whole entire world is, that when you get on the top of the pedestal and you see everything around you, and not only that, I was in a part of an area where it was raining, and you just look around and you see the bushes moving perfectly, no pixelated or anything like that, the rain hitting at a perfect spot. You can see that the outfit that she's wearing is wet and everything. It was great. I mean, graphical wise, the game is beautifully done. I won't give it a 10 because I have heard that at times when you go into like your hideout, it does drop a little bit. So it's going to drop the score just by 1 point. And I'm going to give graphics a 9 for this game. Now, when it comes to the mechanics, I'm going to tell you right now, the mechanics in the game are a little janky. When you're fighting, yeah, you have a bunch of different buttons. You can start controlling the different characters. I think it's just way too much. You know, you go into both different characters between Yasuko and Nao, and there's a lot of things to give to them. Like, you want to make them a master for Shinobi, you want to make them a master of this. And I don't really know how much you can actually get for both of them to see how far you can progress on them. So I'm kind of worried that if I put half in Shinobi and half in a different area, that I might have lost a lot of stuff for Shinobi, and it's not enough to cover all 5 that are on there. I feel like it's kind of like almost like Final Fantasy 16, where you start getting all the different elements and all the different summons, and you're trying to, you know, manage all your points around. So it kind of makes me a little bit thrown off with it. The fighting system on the game as well, sometimes it's very not mashup, but I'm not the best at dodging stuff and everything like that. And I feel like you kind of lose yourself when you're not zoning into someone, or if you're zoning into one person, someone can come right behind you and attack you. So for that reason, I give mechanics a 7. Now, when it comes into character development, you kind of figure out some things going on, and in the beginning of the game you're like, whoa, they went kind of far here. But the character development in the first 4.5 hours that I've gotten to the game has been great. You actually kind of hear the story, and there's little areas, kind of like if you play Jedi Survivor, when Cal would sit down and he'll like meditate. It's a meditation thing where you have to do like 4 different symbols, and it continues and continues and continues until you get into like a backflash, like a flashback scene where you're trying to revive what happened and stuff like that, and how she, you know, now has been trying to become into a shinobi and things like that. So I think that is great with the character development, that you're not playing all this stuff in the beginning. You're jumping quickly into where she's a shinobi, but now little by little you're learning more about her past. And I hope the same thing happens with Yusuke. You start learning more about his past, where we can start knowing how he became the first, you know, African-American samurai out there, you know, that the books have been writing, or how, you know, now is the shinobi that she became, and how good she was and stuff like that, who trained her. So I think that's great. I think character development in the game is so far pretty good. I like the hideout that you can get your own scouts, to get your own animals and things like that. So I kind of want to see a little bit more from everyone else, especially this kid right here, because this kid right here, you know what he looks like? You ever seen Russell, or that kid? You ever seen Russell from Up? That's what he reminds me of, and you'll see it when you play the game. He kind of reminds you of that also. But character development, I'm going to give it an 8 for character development. The story, so far in 4.5 hours of the game, the story has been great. I love the fact that it has like a tree of, like, you know, Yasuke now, and then obviously the order that you're trying to go after, and then each one you can kind of find out, send scouts out to hear more about these people, so you're learning a little bit about the background from the story, the way that everything moves around, the elements change, you know, people interact with you depending on what you do. It immersives you. Like, it's very much like, you know, you're in here and like, oh, you have to be in the shadows and drop down the lights and everything, and kind of, you know, build your empire from it. And depending on what you say, obviously it does develop the story into depending on what you want. I have been hearing a lot of rumors, and not rumors, but like a lot of hatred, because you can make these two right here pretty much be, you know, bisexual if you want, or, you know, lean to the, you know, one side or the other side. And I mean, it depends on what you say. I mean, look, if you're gonna hate on it, it's fine, hate on it all you want, but understand it's your choices, it's your words that you're saying out there. I'm not the one saying, hey, I want this guy to be kissing another man. If I click the wrong choices, well, guess what, he's with the man because I pressed the wrong choices. But, you know, she's probably gonna be with a woman. That's all I'm gonna say right now, but that's just me. But story-wise, the game has been so far very, very good, which gives me a story score of a 9. And look at it, I'm gonna tell you right now. A lot of people are saying, Troll, you're giving them very high scores. I'm not liking this. I might write a bad comments. Let me tell you something right now. This is my channel, this is my review, this is what I do. All right? But you have to understand, it's great. It's amazing. It's one of the first games that Ubisoft, I can actually say it's a very good game, because I've gotten many, many games from them. Minus Just Dance. We've all seen my dancing moves on that game. But this game has been giving me a lot of great stuff out of it. And you have to understand that you can hate on it all you want. You can say the things are all wrong. But Ubisoft came out with a update on the first day because Japan was a little worried about you're going to go into a temple and start breaking things. So they made it that you can't break certain things in a temple. So it's not, you know, messing with the, you know, the religion or the you know, the way that things are done in Japan. So they're doing what they need to do. They're trying to keep to the roots of the Japanese culture and all that. So relax, people. All right. But one more score we're going to give right now, and it's bloodshed and fighting. First off, the bloodshed, holy shit. I have seen so many different assassinations that you can do in the game, and man, they are brutal. I've seen a double assassination. I've seen the one where you get like the rope with the spike, like Scorpion, and that looks freaking badass. All the weapons you can get in the game, the customization that you can do as well for the characters and all that, you see the blood on them as well. It is just crazy. It's great. And I think that, honestly, I love, you know, the fighting in it. I love the bloodshed. The fighting, like I said, it does get a little bit kind of weird for me. I think that sometimes when you're fighting, you know, you're having the issue of the background people. Sometimes, you know, you're trying to press certain buttons. There's too many buttons to try to do so many things. And I feel like it kind of gets lost in the sauce into it. Bloodshed wise, 100% it's freaking amazing. Even the cutscenes are freaking amazing when you see it. The animations where you're doing the final blow on these characters as well is pretty cool. I'm gonna give Bloodshed and Fighting an 8, which, you know what, gives you no other than a final score, and drum roll please, of a 7.8. That is my score for this game. I think it's probably my highest score so far for Ubisoft. Mirage was literally for me like probably like a 4. One of the worst ones. I didn't like Assassin's Creed Mirage, but this one has been very, very good. I'm gonna see how far I can get into it. I'm enjoying the story, so I'm going to continue progressing on it. So for you guys to understand how I am, I'm a type of person that the graphics could be a 10. The mechanics could be a 10. The music could be a 10. But if you have the story as a 4 or a 3, I will stop playing it after 10 hours. Maybe less. Because the story is what's more important to me. All right? The story and kind of the mechanics as well. You know, if the janky mechanics, I might be a little pissed off. But the story 100% is my main thing. If the story is great, I will continue it. And we've seen in many games that I've played that I can replay games because I love the story. I don't mind playing Knights of the Republic again because of the story. I don't mind playing A Link to the Past because of the story. I don't mind playing Gears of War because of the story. If the story is great, I don't mind replaying games. That's why so many people replayed Final Fantasy VII, even though it was a remake and a rebirth of the game, and it was just pretty much redone. There was still the story that they gave you in the original game was so good. I'm playing Final Fantasy VI right now, and the story is so amazing, I don't want to stop playing it. Understand, I know a lot of you guys are hating on the game. Give it a chance, and if you guys want to get a copy of the game, make sure to support me, because if you guys use my code in the Ubisoft store, Mr. Angry Troll, I do get a credit for it. I am part of a Ubisoft partner program with them, and I do have a creator code with them. But support us. Support me as your favorite creator out there, as your favorite retro creator, reaction creator, and everything out there. I hope you're liking this video, and if you have liked this video, make sure to check out this one because it's being recommended to you because they know you're gonna like it, and I know you will too. Peace out, gamers.